ఏమైంది ఏమైంది ఇంద్రుడినే కాదని విడిచి ఈ చంద్రుని పిలుపుత వచ్చా నా రాక కోసం కన్న కల ఏమైంది అమరావతి అంటే వచ్చా ఆకాశమంతా ఆశతో వచ్చా కృష్ణమ్మని సాక్షిగా కన్నీరు ఎగరయింది దుర్గమ్మని వాకిట అమరావతి ఏమైంది 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 ఏమైంది
Namaskaram. The slogan today is Ravli Amravati, Kavli Amravati. It has been around 365 days that the protesters who wanted Amravati to be the capital of the state of Andhra Pradesh are still on with their efforts. As you see from this board, we have NRIs for Amravati. All the NRI population here in North America has gathered together as much as possible in person as well as virtually to support Amravati as the capital of Andhra Pradesh. And we have today with us Mr. Jairam Komati, who is the leader and representative of the NRI community in the entire North America. So as a Telugu speaking person, as someone who is very close to the state of Andhra Pradesh, who knows the issue very well, after the bifurcation of Telangana and Andhra Pradesh, there have been major protests, not just by the farmers, but by many other political parties, by the legislative members of the population back in Andhra Pradesh. But there has been no real resolution till date. In fact, the 2020 Act of the Andhra Pradesh Decentralization and Inclusive Development of All Regions, it has come into force. It was just a bill way back in January 2020 and it has become an act on July 31st, 2020, leading to more complication of the problems. So what exactly is the issue?
The issue is mainly everybody understands the state got divided into two. That also we all noticed and everybody knows it is unconstitutionally the state is divided. But even after the state division also, but it happened 2 states and Andhra Pradesh became 1 state. And 1 state we have a capital of Amravati and the program is going on. Even people forgot about the bifurcation and all that and we want to move with Andhra Pradesh and the activity is going on. For the previous government, the last 5 years, they have made some plans and they chose Amravati as a capital. And one thing we all have to remember, there are all the farmers, they came forward in the world, in the history of the world, anywhere in the world, more than 33,000 acres of land given voluntarily by the farmers for the cause to build a new capital because we all know the state got bifurcated and we have no place, no capital. That's the reason even the farmers came forward and they supported this cause. And some work has been done. Fortunately or unfortunately, the government got changed. Once the government changed, there is a new rule came into the picture. 3 capitals and we want to decentralize the capital and all that. Then all of a sudden the protesters, the farmers, they came forward and say, we want 1 state, 1 capital. Majority of the people in Andhra Pradesh, whatever it is, all the parties agreed to have 1 capital as an Amravati. Now, even before the elections also, they all agreed that Amravati should be the capital, including the current chief minister also mentioned that this is the right location and this is the right place for capital and all that. But after some time, once they came into power, because of various reasons, they simply backtrack the whole thing and say, we want to have 3 different capitals. One is Amravati, one is Kurnool, and one is Visakhapatnam. That's where the whole agitation started. because the farmers, it's all fertile land and valuable land, and nobody gives land free for them. For the development of the state, for the interest of the state, they all contributed. Now the breach of contract happened between the farmers and the government. That's where this thing is going on for last 369 days. Actually, today is 369th day. But what we are all NRIs, most of us come from agriculture families. Even though now we are in a technology and a different fields, most of our background is farming families. That's where we also concerned about this is not a right thing to do. You develop one state and you develop entire Andhra Pradesh in a different manner. Even the previous government also, they had made plans in Visakhapatnam. They want to do some projects and some educational institutions. In Rayalaseema, they wanted to do some industries. They have plans. But you should have followed that rather than that. But for just because one person will get the credit if Amaravati builds, on that motive they want to divide into three. We as NRIs, what our interest is, one state, one capital. One state, one capital, and the farmers needs to be justified. Farmers did not give the land for any other reason, for business or anything. For the interest of the state, they have given. We all believe in it, and we were with the farmers from the beginning. When it became 200 days also, we all participated and we all went to the consulates and we support the farmers and the issue of one state, one capital. And now it's a 365 days also, we are 100% supporting. Now the problem is, this case, the governments are not listening to it. Even the central government is kind of sitting silent. This is a state issue, you guys have to resolve it. They are not intervening and resolving the problem.
You know, the central government, they just intervene into the state of Jammu and Kashmir. We all heard about the abrogation of Article 370. And this act of the decentralization of Andhra Pradesh and inclusive development, also the APRA, the Andhra Pradesh Reorg Act of 2014, that simply talks about the financial assistance to the new capital rather than the decision on the choice of the capital. You know, these are some of the things that center may intervene. You know, Prime Minister Narendra Modi himself came forward when the city of Amravati was declared as the state capital on April 1st, 2015. Amravati was declared the state capital, and not just Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the then Chief Minister Nara Chandrababu Naidu, plus the Supreme Court Justice of India, Mr. Ranjan Gogoi, all of them came forward and they laid the foundation stone of Amravati as the state capital. So, in my opinion, if this was the chosen capital, there must have been some of the favorable factors behind it. One of the things that we hear is that Amravati is a place which is equidistant from the North Andhra as well as to the Rayalaseema. It is, as you mentioned,
It's in the-
farmers gave away the land, so it is fertile. It has a lot of water. There is no shortage of water there. Plus, it is a heritage city, you know. Like Chandrababu Naidu had a vision for Hyderabad and he made it a world-class city. Similarly, Amravati also has the Amravati Stupa, the Amravati Museum, the Buddha Chakra sculpture, and you know, all these things. Besides, a hell lot of investments, those were encouraged as a result of the declaration of the capital that eventually moved out. So tell us a little more about the things that favor the city as a city in particular.
No, you mentioned everything. You know, I don't need to answer anything. Your question itself, everything. What are the advantages of Amravati? It's a central location. There is no doubt about it. It is a historical location. The name itself, Amravati, is not a new place. Amravati is there for hundreds of years. And this is the ideal place. The water facility is there. Everything is approved. As you mentioned, Prime Minister Modi and previous Chief Minister, they all agreed. Even the previous opposition minister, this Jagan Mohan Reddy, they are all part of this, making this decision. Being Amravati should be the capital. This should be the world-class capital. They all agreed.
అమరావతి అంటే వచ్చా ఆకాశమంతా ఆశతో వచ్చా కృష్ణమ్మని సాక్షిగా కన్నీరు ఎగరయింది దుర్గమ్మని వాకిట అమరావతి ఏమైంది 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 ఏమైంది
You all have to understand one thing. It's nothing but a politics. All of a sudden, the politics came into the picture. Yes, even yesterday, 365 days program, they had a big all-party meeting. All-party meeting, even but BJP is participating, and even BJP also saying Amravati should be the capital. But what is the problem? The problem is simple. The current government in Andhra Pradesh, they had an absolute majority in the state. They have more than 151 MLAs. That is the reason, but they, whatever the decision they make it, they cannot overrule. Yeah, in a central level, they look at it. If somebody has 151 MLAs, they don't want to have a problem with them, or which we don't know. In openly, publicly, the BJP also supporting. Even communist parties, all parties are supporting it. Only the political reason, maybe the time has to solve. But ultimately it happened, finally the situation today, where it went is in the courts of law. Now it's in a high court. Even high court also, every farmer is filing a petition. There are JACs, they are all filing the petitions against the government rule of three capitals. But the problem in the High Court, every case, the farmer side government is losing also. But this has to be resolved by the rule of law only. The courts are the only one. As NRIs, we are just supporting the farmers and we are there for you, and all these slogans are common. We are always, because we are farmers and we came from that place, we support them. But now, what I took a responsibility as a NRIs for Amravati, we want to support the farmers legally, whatever the battle they are facing. Now the farmers are not that rich. Once the government is on the other side, fighting for the case, and the farmers, they can't afford to fight. That's where we as an NRIs, we decided to support the farmers. That's where we created a campaign and we want to raise as much money as possible. With our target is we want to raise $1 million and to support the farmers' legal issues, only legal issues in the court. That's where till the end, Until the end, the Amravati should be the capital, and the farmers needs to be compensated or justified. And this happens. The NRIs, all the NRIs, they all say we are all with you. This is especially for the farmers. You are not alone. We as NRIs came from Andhra Pradesh. We are all supportive of this cause. We will fight for you, and we will financially also support you. Till the end, the justice will be done, and that is what our intention is.
Absolutely. Around 1.5 lakh people, they put their fiduciary relationship, their trust in the then government, and many of them gave away their lands, especially farmers. As Mr. Jairam Komati mentioned, over 33,000 acres of land was given, and I'm sure some promises were made to the farmers at that time, in compensation of the gift of land. They were told that they would be provided with some residential plots, some commercial properties, some annuities, pensions. So what's the status on that?
No, everything is there. The farmers given a guarantee, and they are paying a compensation every year. Every acre of land they are getting somewhat 20,000 rupees from the government because of the compensation until the capital builds. Even when the farmers gave, the farmers just did not give the land for the capital. The farmers also part of the capital. Once you give an acre of land, the farmer will be given a 1,200, 1,100 square feet of the land in that area. That's the reason. It's a partnership between the farmers and the capital. All those kind of contracts were breached out. That's the problem. That is the main thing. It is a breach of a contract. The government, if one government gave a contract with the farmers, the next government comes and they breach the contract, where the farmers will go? That is our issue also. That's where we want to support as a NRIs across the country. It's every Telugu guy is in favor of one state, one capital. We all assure through your media, until the end, the farmers' issue is resolved, the capital issue is resolved. We as NRIs, we support this farmers' cause at whatever extent we can go for. Thank you.
Absolutely, this is a major issue going on, and the fight is not small. It's a long fight. If you look at the history of the state of Andhra Pradesh, then it was formed on October 1st, 1953, when it was separated from the state of Madras, and then eventually it grew in 1956. It enlarged. There was a movement called the Vishal Andhra movement, and around 20 districts were included, including Hyderabad, and the state of Hyderabad was merged with the state of Andhra Pradesh, and Hyderabad was the new capital. But eventually in 1969, the Telangana movement started, and on June 2nd, 2014, the state divided again, although all are Telugu speaking people, and that was the primary ground on which the Vishal Andhra Pradesh or the United Andhra Pradesh was built. But again, the state faced the bifurcation, and it was also given at that time by virtue of APRA, or the Andhra Pradesh Reorganization Act of 2014, that Hyderabad will be the capital of Telangana forever, but it will be the capital of Andhra Pradesh for the next 10 years plus. There will also be a new capital, and this was none other than Amravati on the banks of the Krishna river by the Guntur district, and this was a very well chosen place. It is also called the place of the immortals, Amravati. But unfortunately, what we see in real life is, although Amravati was declared the capital city, and although we see a surge in the prices and major investments that flew in at that time, Hyderabad continued to be the capital till 2017. The legislation continued to be at Hyderabad until March 2017, and thereafter also the legislation was shifted to Vellagapudi. Plus, the office of the chief minister also was operating from Vellagapudi, since 2016. So, why these changes could not happen at that time?
No, the change happened, but the reason is, even though we have a capital of Hyderabad 10 more years, at that time the chief minister thought, by sitting in Hyderabad we cannot develop a capital there. That's where maybe we can go ahead of time and go and sit in Amravati and build our own capital. That's the reason. Even we have access to Hyderabad for 10 years also, we gave up that right too. Gave up that right. Once we decide the capital, the minute they decided, all parties decided Amravati should be the capital, the very next day the Chief Minister moved to Amravati, the Velagapudi, and he was sitting in their vans and this and that, and even though there is no facility also, that's a kind of a motivation he has to build a world-class capital. For that reason only he came forward, but not just because you have 10 years. If you are sitting in Hyderabad, you cannot develop. That's where he moved to Amravati and he started building it, and we have a lot of investments came in, lot of employment was created, more than IT companies and all investments were flowing, but it's not overnight, it's going to take time. Unfortunately, every 5 years the public has a mandate to give. In this mandate, the things
overturned,
yeah.
and it all got on another side. I mean, in the first time in the history of India also, we are seeing that someone has suggested 3 capitals for a state. In none of the states of India there have been more than 1 capital. In fact, in the most advanced nations of the world, like the one where we are standing here and we are talking about this issue, the United States of America, it has just 1 capital. China, which is also considered an economic power, has just 1 capital. Very few nations in the world like Chile, Malaysia, Netherlands, Bolivia, they have 2 capitals, and the one that was quoted by the current Chief Minister Jagan Mohan Reddy is South Africa, which is the third world, as you know, and that has 3 capitals. Still, the question remains, for equitable distribution of wealth, for a fair distribution of wealth, for a fair growth opportunity, is it imperative to have a city as the capital of the state or the capital of the nation? Or can welfare planning go a long way in creating the wealth and making a city prosperous? So there are different ways per se to make the growth and development of a city. What are the welfare activities that Andhra Pradesh government should undertake instead of going forward for creating of 3 cities via this act that they have introduced?
No, the previous government, when they started this Amravati as a capital, they wanted to build a worldwide capital. It's a self-sufficient capital. It's an income-generated capital. It's not a capital buildings and just bureaucrats sitting there. It's an income-generating capital. Through capital, the entire state will be supported. That kind of plans they created. There is no doubt about it. There are a lot of education institutions came in, companies came in. You see the capitals of Maharashtra. The Madras is the Bombay is the main city, income generating city. Whereas you go to Telangana, 1/3 of the revenue comes from Hyderabad city. That kind of city you build, the employment will be there and the growth will be there, and at the same time income also generated through the major cities. It is a proven. You don't have to do anything to identify. It is a proven. Right next state is Hyderabad. Only Hyderabad income, 1/3 of the income comes from a city of Hyderabad. That's where you can do a lot of activities across the state. The same way, equal, we have 3 different regions, Andhra, Telangana, before. Now once this Andhra Pradesh happened, we have a Uttarandhra, we have a Rayalaseema, we have a Costa Andhra. The capital is in Costa Andhra. At the same time, developmental activities, we can do it in Uttarandhra, we can do it in Rayalaseema. Nobody is ignoring it. But it's a kind of a myth. They say it's Amravati, everything is going there. It is a political drama. In my opinion, it is just a political drama. The visionary leader like Chandrababu, the world recognized him as a visionary guy. He put all his blood and sweat into it to create a world-class capital. The only thing is the new government thinks if it happens, all the credit goes to him. That is the only issue we common people, we can think of it. There is no other reason. He has no other motive rather than building a world-class capital and create a Amaravati should be known as a world-recognized city type of thing, so that entire Andhra Pradesh people will get benefit out of it. With the good intentions, they started. Unfortunately, as I mentioned before, the politics is a politics. Once the political system changes, this is the only thing. The current government, the current chief minister and all these guys, 369 days, the farmers were sitting on the streets. Not even a single guy go and contact them or talk to them, negotiate with them, what is your issue, what can we do. There is no resemblance of the government moving. It is an adamant, it's a kind of a dictator type of thing is going on there.
Right, and for the benefit of the viewers, may I also tell that there have been several casualties and we hear several deaths that are associated with this protest. The farmers have sacrificed not just their lands but their lives as well, and there are several people who also got injured. But at the same time, Mr. Jairam Komati, we hear about some of the reports and recommendations that were made by some of the expert panels on this, like BCG and the GN Rao committee, and there was also one Shiva Ramakrishnan committee. All these have been involved somehow and they have been making their own recommendations. So what is your take on that?
No, based on all those recommendations is now Amaravati was there, right? Mm-hmm. With considering all their recommendations, Amaravati is an ideal place for the capital of Andhra Pradesh. It is a Shiva Ramakrishna commission or whatever the commission you name it. Even the opposition leader today, he agreed everything. The issue is he agreed everything. Now once he came into the power with an absolute majority, now he became a dictator type of thing and he thinks whatever I think I can do it. Mm-hmm. That kind of attitude is going on in Andhra Pradesh. That is not good for the state. Mm-hmm. What we live across the world, we think that is not the right thing to do. You have to, you got an absolute majority, you can give a better governance and you can get even better more seats and you will be there for in 10 more years. We don't care. As long as you cannot ignore the people. That is what the problem is. Simple thing. 369 days, you see ladies, farmers, everybody, they even cook their food and they're sitting on the streets. But no government is responsible. That's where we are blaming the central government also. They have to recognize there is some issue. There always will be a solution. You cannot simply, if you close your eyes, you cannot forget about the problem. That's where we demand the central government also intervene. Do whatever is the right thing. We're not saying do this, do that. No. What is the right? Can't you hear that there are more than 50,000 people? 3 days they are doing a protest in Guntur and Vijayawada and every city in Amaravati. There is a police, the lathi charge and all that. Even whatever the government, I have no doubt in my mind they all know what is going on. They are all calculating their political calculations and they simply ignoring the fact. My request to the Prime Minister also, these kind of things, as a big daddy of the country, you need to resolve the issues. Every state, Andhra Pradesh is part of India.
Absolutely.
Andhra Pradesh is not a part of Pakistan or Afghanistan. It is a part of India. You are the Prime Minister of India. You are a father of the nation. You need to consider all the problems across the state. If there is a problem in Jammu Kashmir, we all stood by the Prime Minister. Whatever he did, 370 article and Ram Mandir and all these, those are all the good things for the country, overall the nationwide. People are supportive. But at the same time, the state of Andhra Pradesh, that's what our request is to the Prime Minister and to the BJP. BJP openly, the party-wise, they are saying we are supporting the Amaravati. Why can't you simply pick up a phone and a chief minister and tell them, hey man, this needs to be resolved. We need to have some kind of a clear, whatever it is. Even if they agree that they wanted to do 3 capital, that's fine too. At the same time, you need to do the justice to the farmers. Some kind of an action is there, but the thing is, Very unfortunate, the country like that and the state like that, 370 days, 659 days, people are doing a protest. Nobody is listening to them except media and the people living in abroad, NRIs. We are showing our concern. Rather than the governments are not doing. That's where we have to reach to the legal system. Go to the High Court and Supreme Court and all that. That's where we came into the picture. At this time, these governments are not listening. We sent the messages to the Prime Minister, we sent the messages to the Rashtrapati ji and everybody. But the thing is, there no response, no action. That's where the legal. Okay, at least we can support the legally, the farmers, whatever it is. The legal battle is not easy. A government fighting against the government, fighting against you and me is different. Fighting against the government, they can find at any amount of money. That's not their money. Public money they are spending on it. Whereas the farmers, they don't have that kind of money. That's where we came into the picture and we want to support. We will support, 100% support. Not one government, two governments also comes in. We will sacrifice our paychecks also and we will contribute. We will do until the justice is done to the farmers. And one state, one capital is Amaravati should be the capital. Until then, we NRIs are supportive of this cause.
Absolutely, it's a big move that NRIs have taken, and the YSRCP government, I hope that they will also respond to this. They will definitely give a valid reason if they are going forward with the move of the three capital cities, which has not been seen in India thus far. Hopefully, the farmers' protests and all these agitations will be heard of, and as Mr. Jairam Komuti has requested the central government, hopefully there will be some intervention and some positive solution in favor and interests of the farmers and the community at large. Any final message, sir, to all the viewers of Yo India TV?
Thank you so much for giving us this opportunity. Through your Yo India TV, our message go across to the Indian community. It is not Indian community, Andhra Pradesh problem. That is what the problem happens in India. That's where everybody should be aware of it. I'm not asking them to do something. At least you know the problems. You know how these politicians, how these governments are acting. It is a genuine cause and a genuine problem. Through your media and it reached to the most of our Indian brothers and sisters, we will really appreciate your time and you taking too much time. I don't need to answer so much. You have done too much research on this and you are giving me answers more than I am question and answer type of thing. We are very grateful that your TV should be our messenger. Thank you.
Absolutely, and thank you all for watching in. Stay tuned in on Yo India TV for more updates. Goodbye for now.
One state,
one capital.
one state,
One capital.
we support
Farmers.
we support
Farmers.
Jai Amravati,
Jai Amravati.
Jai Andhra Pradesh,
Jai Andhra Pradesh.
Jai Amravati,
Jai Amravati.
Jai Andhra Pradesh.
Watch us on Yo India TV.